So, what is Girls Frontline? Well, to put it simply, Girls Frontline is a waifu collecting resource management game with a minigame on the side of whaling for cosmetics. Now, to give you a synopsis without getting too deep into the lore, World War III has happened, and as a result, many governments lost the ability to protect their own citizens. Someone else had to do the job, and that's where we, private military contractors or PMCs, come in. And due to all the conflict, military technology had taken great strides of advancement and had led to the creation of automated dolls. They were used in the civilian society from simple housekeepers all the way up to bodyguards, or if you needed one, a trusty friend. Like all good science fiction stories, there's a twist. Dolls manufactured by the company Sangvis Ferry turned against humanity. They went on to murder humans in conquered regions, and humanity's future is looking grim. You are one of the many commanders part of Griffin & Kruger PMC, leading IOP manufacturing company's second generation dolls designed specifically for combat. Your goal is to remove the threat and return peace to where it once was. And that's the gist of the premise. So then, who's the game for? Well, to be honest, just about anyone. Target demographic, from what I've seen, is wide and far. Starting from just simple casuals who started playing and is still playing because of waifus, all the way up to the efficiency nerds, since there is a lot of math and optimization involved, if that's your thing. The combat is simple enough where the casuals can enjoy it without worrying too much, but deep enough with a mixture of skills, stats, and mechanics, which is where the nerds go nuts for. Which brings us to the question of, why should you play the game? Well, for starters, this game is probably the most free-to-play friendly game I've ever played in my life. There's none of that microtransaction baiting bullshit you see everywhere nowadays, such as premium gachas. On a similar note, it's not pay to win. Because of how the game is structured, everyone has to grind the same amount of time to get to point X and Y. The only thing spending money gets you is less downtime while you wait for your resources to replenish. While it does sound like it's pay to win, this is only effective early game. Once you hit mid to late game, continuous whaling has diminishing returns than early game, since after you hit that point, you have better access to features that are more cost efficient in terms of real money spent. Building off that same point, the best part about this game is, based on its free to play friendly model, is that in the end, your time investment is directly proportional to your end game ability, with a grain of RNGesus. Precisely because everyone is on the same playing field, eventually, late game becomes a question of how much more did I grind than everyone else. Though it may sound like common sense, Girls Frontline takes this concept to the extreme. And while grinding for the most optimal squad isn't absolutely necessary to participate in most endgame content, it does make it more accessible and convenient. After all, if you can't beat certain event maps, you're missing out on a lot of normal and exclusive rewards that otherwise would have been free. I could go on and on about why this game is so great, but I'll stop here. That wraps up this episode, and next up is the breakdown of each class and its respective dolls to look out for when you're starting off the game fresh. Also, welcome to Girls Frontline.